They were not designed, perhaps, to take a direct strike from something the size of a 737 or perhaps an Airbus, perhaps fully loaded with fuel. Steel will melt. And
Literally collapsed. I was making my way to the foot of the World Trade Center. Suddenly, while talking to an officer who was questioning me about my press credentials, we heard a very loud blast, an explosion. We looked up, and the building literally began to collapse before us. There was debris falling, I'd say at least three-quarters the height of the building. People within the entire perimeter began literally, including myself, which is why I'm out of breath, to run for our lives. And I am now standing in a black cloud of
I would assume that most structures of any moment, and most tunnels of any moment, in any place...
Take a look at that, if you would, Mr. Jaffe. That's the live picture of the Pentagon having been hit by an attack. Again, in Washington, we're told no, that's not the Pentagon. No,
we just heard that there was another explosion in the basement or one of the lower levels of the World Trade Center.
Well, that would it would have seemed from that picture that you're right there, Dave, because we see.
Yeah, from the bottom.
We don't know if that's anything that's fallout from the planes striking doing.
Yeah.
News coverage event.
Could be as a consequence of perhaps something falling from it. It certainly looks like an awful lot of smoke to be.
And we are now, for the first time, beginning to get some pictures of people in the streets.
Yeah, this is our live picture.
Literally, the other plane, I swear to you, deliberately went into the next World Trade Center building. Deliberately. There was no mistake about it. It deliberately went in there. I have a clear view of everything. Just 2 seconds ago, half of the building just fell out. There's nothing but white smoke. I can no longer see the World Trade Center now. It's all up in smoke. The smoke is on my terrace. That's how close I am. My mom is coughing because the smoke is on my terrace.
And you're across the bay in Brooklyn.
I'm across the bay in Brooklyn. I can see everything. We're in Clinton Hill, Brooklyn. This is the scariest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It was like television.
Now, when you say it seemed as if the side had fallen off the building.
The side of the building has fallen out. It seemed like there was another explosion. I heard something go boom, and everything just like fell out.
Is that a third explosion now?
I don't know if it was the third explosion or was it from the fire.
Oh.
The fire.
Now you saw you heard the first explosion, and you saw the second plane go in.
I saw the second plane go in, and it was actual deliberate. There is no way as a pilot that you would not pass around that smoke.
Brent, picture there, and smoke is emanating from the entire building. And we had Brandy on the phone just a short time ago from Brooklyn, and she said that she heard some sort of, she didn't know whether it was an explosion or not, but certainly a very loud sound, and then the side of the building, she said, just gave way.
A clear view of the World Trade Center from there, and he claims he saw either people falling out of the building or jumping out of the building this morning.
Watch this. This is the side of the building just collapsing. There you see. There you see. Now, whether that is the result of just further weakening of the structure of the building, or whether that's yet another terrorist attack, I don't know. I would imagine the former, that the building structure just weakens to the point where the wall no longer able to sustain the weight.
From here, but one never assumed that we would see what we're seeing now, so we have no idea really what might happen next.
And if we can aid those who are trying to get control of this situation, if you are at home and if you're watching this, if you can stay at home, please do.
We are, okay, you're looking at another explosion right here. This is another explosion.
Part of the tower coming down?
Part of the Twin Tower, obviously folding.
Coming crashing down. We're watching a live...
It is right...
We're watching a live picture of this. What?
It's live. You're looking at this live. You're looking at another explosion right in the same area. Another explosion.
It's hard to tell.
That is a live picture right now. We don't know exactly what has exploded.
It looks like a building
part
collapse.
of the building
It looks like,
collapsed.
but it's unclear right now, Lynn, if that is the second tower.
No,
is that
both towers are standing. This is another building in the area.
It's unclear right now if both towers are standing right now because of the smoke.
The first tower has collapsed. That's what happened.
The first tower has
there
collapsed.
You have it. Unbelievable. Who would have ever thought we would have witnessed something like this? And the pictures speak for themselves.
Oh, you are looking at a live shot of downtown.
You are looking at devastation of downtown New York.
Necessarily helpless, but you are wondering what might be the next area that is vulnerable.
Well, you know, and because of that, the thing that David said that maybe was most important is just stay home. You're not going to get anywhere anyway. Just stay home, stay safe, and be as relaxed as you can be.
These are
the
live
World
pictures.
Trade Center.
Something else has just happened at the World Trade Center. As you can see,
One of the towers.
One of the towers either has come down, perhaps something else has happened. The billow of smoke that we have not seen. The tower is down completely, according to our producer. The side of the tower has come down onto the street. The way that the smoke is billowing here, Louis, that is blocks and blocks. So if they even had them back just a couple of blocks.
And just to point out,
looking from Staten Island right now.
And they were back a good distance. They were back a good distance from that in case this kind of thing happened. But keep in mind, remember the attack on the World Trade Center in February of 1993 was designed, they pointed out during the trial, to bring down the towers. In fact, to bring down both of them. It appears that this time one of the towers is down, and they again had people a good distance.
Planes are going to be allowed to take off from any airport in this entire country. All planes, no planes will be taking off today. They have made a decision to stop all air traffic control, all air traffic.
Marcia, we got to interrupt you. We just saw live from Chopper 2 yet another explosion. Did anybody, Janine, what did you see? You saw, was it an airplane or was it a...
It looked like part of the building, if not most of the top, collapsed, and all the debris from the building was falling down towards the ground.
Look at the smoke. Look at the smoke. This is
the whole building. Did it collapse?
Do we have Jim Smith available on microphone from Chopper 2 as he takes these pictures? Jim?
Yes, I am here, Michael.
Jim, tell us what's happening out there.
Oh my
We just witnessed some kind of secondary follow-up explosion on the World Trade Center number 2, the one that is on the south, that is difficult to make out through the debris and smoke, but it does appear that the top portion of the building has collapsed down to the streets below.
Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable we have seen here, the debris and smoke just covering the entire portion of lower Manhattan.
Oh my gosh.
Jim, we know this is terribly difficult for everybody. We're asking that you please stay with us, hold your shot, stay with us on audio. We should tell people our crews have been running from that scene, as have everybody, and the entire area has been under an evacuation for some time. And just moments ago, you saw it here live from Chopper 2, a horrific scene as one of the towers there appears to have collapsed from what had happened earlier. A quick chronology as you continue to look live just before 9 o'clock this morning from the Associated
This is the collapse, ladies and gentlemen, on videotape. The collapse that just happened. Unbelievable.
Let's go to Marcia Kramer now in the newsroom.
Right now, what police have to determine is whether that explosion was caused from the initial impact of the plane or whether it was something that was exploded on the ground. Generally speaking, for a building to collapse in on itself like that, it would seem to indicate, obviously this is just early speculation, but it would seem to indicate that there could have been an explosion, a bomb planted on the ground that would make the building collapse within itself. But nevertheless, a collapse did happen, and they need to get as many people away from the scene as possible.
Road outside of the building, explain that scene.
I saw there's maybe about 30 or 40 people covered with bandages and blood. It looks like a lot of them were either on the floor of one of the exchanges. There's actually, oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
We're not sure exactly what happened, but it was another explosion on the far side of one of the buildings from where we're standing. The reverberation and another explosion on the right-hand side. Another building has gone up on the right-hand side of the road. People are now running down the street. We're not sure if that was another explosion or if that was advanced debris. At this point, as you can tell, there's absolute pandemonium in this area because of what had just happened. Exactly what, I can't confirm, but on the far side of the building, there seemed to be another explosion, and also on the right-hand side, there was also another explosion. We're not sure if that was extra reverberation from what happened at the World Trade Center or if that was an added explosion. At this point, there's a lot of smoke, massive plumes of smoke falling from the building across the street. People that were running down the street or walking are now running away.